You ever notice how your whole mood can shift just because that man you like so much didn't text you back? One minute you're fine, and then the next minute your stomach drops. Your mind begins to race, your heart begins to flutter, and you begin to wonder if you've done something wrong or if he still likes you. That is anxious attachment. It's that constant need for reassurance to make you feel like that you're enough. You have this fear that love would disappear, that if you don't continue to do enough, or if you don't continue to do everything right. But on today's Healing Sundays episode, I want to help you heal that. I've been this girl. I've had an anxious attachment, and I'm going to show you all the ways, all the tips of how I moved from anxious to secure attachment. Because anxious attachment isn't just about how you love other people. It's about how you learned to be safe. So this video is not going to just be dating advice. It's going to be about nervous system healing, emotional safety, and learning how to choose peace. And by the end of this video, I want you to understand that inconsistency is something that you walk away from, not something that you analyze. So let's start with what anxious attachment really is. Anxious attachment usually develops when love felt inconsistent growing up. When you had to earn love through behavior, or when affection came and went dependent on someone's mood that day. So now this same behavior that you had as a child has transferred over into your adult life and adult relationships and how you look at relationships and love. Your nervous system has learned to associate inconsistency with something that you must analyze, with something that you must understand. It makes you believe that, okay, I must be doing something wrong because this person is not being consistent with me. This person is not loving me and showing me the attention that they once did before. So I must have done something wrong. So it's like little you is still in there believing that when someone shows up inconsistent, it is automatically my fault. And then you feel like that if I can just prove myself like little you usually felt, then you feel like, okay, then I feel safe. Then they will love me again. For example, if you were only ever loved if you were like a straight A student, if you got all A's, and then if you brought home a C or a D, your parents were so disappointed in you, didn't show you love, didn't give you encouragement, made you feel really bad about yourself, and made you feel unloved. You learned that, okay, I must always be like an overachiever. I must always earn someone's love. I must always do what I need to do to make sure they love me so I feel safe. However you learn to feel safe as a child, it's the same way that you're only going to feel safe as an adult. And so when that man you like so much was once texting you and then suddenly doesn't text or suddenly just stops or doesn't respond to you, you can't spiral and think that something must be wrong with me. I'm doing something wrong. Because the truth is you cannot earn consistency, no matter what you do, from someone who is inconsistent by nature. You can't make someone be emotionally safe. Anxious attachment will make you addicted to a man's potential. You will see his mixed signals and then think to yourself that, okay, if I just show up this way, or if I just change this, or I bet I can make him want me. I bet I can make him like me. I bet I can make him open up and be emotionally available. I bet I can change him. But healing starts when you stop trying to fix men like this and just accept that that's who they are by nature. You have to stop trying to figure men like that out and start asking yourself, why does my body find inconsistency so familiar? Why do I feel pulled towards something that hurts me? You have to start looking at your triggers as old wounds instead of evidence that something is wrong with you. While you're on your journey to healing the anxious attachment, start looking at inconsistency as a turn off. Don't wonder what happened. Don't replay old text messages in your head and wonder if you should have said or done something differently. Don't try to adjust your tone or figure out how to win him back. Look at the inconsistency he is showing you as a turn off, not as something that you must figure out. Because inconsistency is not a mystery. It is a clear indication of who that man is. Inconsistency is not a mystery, and inconsistency is not potential. And not only is his inconsistency a clear indicator of who he is, it's also a clear indicator of how ready and available he is for love. The more you look at inconsistency as a turnoff, the closer you get to having a peaceful nervous system. Because all inconsistency does is confuse your nervous system. It keeps you addicted to the highs and the lows, trying to earn love and affection instead of just receiving it freely, as you should. Your body can't relax when love feels unpredictable. And if your body can't relax, then you can't be open to intimacy. So you have to look at inconsistency as a turnoff and stop wondering if it's something you've done to cause him to be that way. Let a man's inconsistency repel you. Realize that man is just playing games. If he can act like he is all in and then suddenly all out and he starts to be hot and cold, he's playing games. There's nothing you can do to get him to not play that game. He came in with the mindset that that's how he was going to do it. It's not something you're doing wrong. He's just not right for you. He's not worthy of you. He doesn't deserve you. You have to realize that you're not losing a potential good guy when you decide to detach from him because he is being inconsistent with you. You're losing a guy that is not worthy of you. So healing your anxious attachment is a nervous system work. It's not about finding the perfect partner. It's about teaching your body that safety doesn't have to come from someone else. And I'm going to give you 4 steps on how you start to do this. Number 1. Slow down before reacting. When you feel triggered because that man hasn't texted you back, don't chase, don't text or double text, and don't overthink it. Pause and take a deep breath and remind yourself that this is my body, remember, in an old fear, an old wound. Not proof that I am unworthy. Not proof that I've done something wrong to cause him to be inconsistent. Not proof that I'm unlovable, undesirable. You have to stop equating those two things together. That if a man is inconsistent, it's something I'm doing wrong. Where that's coming from is a little you that felt like you were always in the wrong when you were younger, when your parents started to be inconsistent with you and withhold love and affection from you. It made you feel like that you were in the wrong because your parents often made you feel like you were wrong and blamed you. So you have to soothe little you and remind her that this is not evident that we've done something wrong. This is evident that they're wrong. Because to be honest, your parents were wrong for withholding affection and love and being inconsistent with you. That was wrong. And so when you realize that how you were raised was wrong, it makes it a bit easier to look at someone that is exhibiting that same type of behavior and say, that's wrong. I'm not going to accept that. It's not that I've done something wrong. It's that this person is obviously wrong for me. Number 2, give yourself what you crave. If you're craving reassurance, then speak to yourself gently. Tell yourself that I'm safe, even if I'm not chosen. I'm safe, even if this man pulls away. His distance does not mean that I'm not enough. Does not mean that I've done something wrong. And you can even reassure yourself of your standards and your boundaries. Reassure yourself of what you want. You can say something here along the lines of like, I don't want a man that's inconsistent. I want a man that's forthcoming. I want a man that can communicate. I want a man to always be consistent with me regardless. I want an honest man. I don't want a man that behaves this way, that pulls away, that is inconsistent and emotionally unavailable. And it's like when you reassure yourself of your standards, it takes you out of that self-blame game and feeling like that you've done something wrong to cause this man to be hot and cold and to act how he's acted. Number 3, normalize stability. You have to get used to calm energy, especially if you've never been used to it, never experienced it. Because at first, I'll admit, peace will feel boring. A man that is peaceful and forthcoming will make you feel like there are no butterflies because your nervous system is not being activated. You know that he likes you because he is showing you. So it's like there's no wondering, does he like me? because you know it, because he's showing you. So it can feel like that he's boring or that there's no chemistry. That's only because your nervous system has equated chaos to connection. When a man shows up calmly and consistently, something that you're not even used to, please do not mistake this for a lack of chemistry. That's what healthy love feels like. If you're new here, you may have not heard my story on one of my other videos to where I talked about when I first met my husband and how I didn't have any butterflies when I met him. I remember feeling like I like him. I like talking to him. He's being very consistent. He's taking me on dates. He's following through. And even when I had my first kiss with him, I was like, I liked the kiss, but it was like no excitement and butterflies. So I had to slow down and think to myself, like, but do you like him? Do you like being around him? Do you feel attracted to him? And the answer to all that was yes. It was like, I don't feel the butterflies. This feels different than any other time, but it didn't mean that it was wrong. And I'm so glad I took the time to slow down and really like focus in on what I was feeling and what was new. My nervous system was probably just like, what's going on with this? But I'm so happy I took the time to slow down. So please do. Now, if you can answer no to those questions like, he's okay, I don't feel that attracted to him, you're not feeling the chemistry, you're not feeling him like that, no matter how nice he is, then he's just not for you. It doesn't mean that you don't want a nice guy or something's wrong. Because I had to turn down a nice guy. He paid for the date and everything, drove me in his car, was nice, but I had to really slow down and think to myself like, but you're not attracted to him, Kendall. Don't force it. So if you're not attracted to him like that, no matter what he's doing, you're just not attracted to him like that. And it's, yeah. But number 4, build internal safety through routine. You have to start keeping promises to yourself. When you show up for yourself daily, emotionally, mentally, and physically, you begin to feel secure from within. You stop outsourcing that security to anyone else. So I know it may be hard to follow through with a routine and to be disciplined in that, but make small promises to yourself. Because sometimes it's not that we have a lack of discipline. Maybe we just have a lack of capacity. Maybe we just don't have enough room to fit all the things that we want to do. So you have to be honest with yourself here. You have to stop trying to fit everything you think you should be doing into your routine and start small, if you will. Like for me, going to the gym. I know that I could not start off going to the gym every single day, 5 days a week. So I said, okay, we're going to make it every Tuesday and every Thursday. If I'm busy on Thursday, then Friday, twice a week. And then I said, okay, I can slowly move into 3 times a week. I can go maybe on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Or sometimes even Sunday, I would do. So start slow with your goals and keeping promises to yourself. Now we're going to move into what it's like to become secure, to have a secure attachment. Becoming securely attached doesn't mean that you're never going to be triggered ever again. It means that you recognize your triggers and you have learned how to respond to them. You stop internalizing men's behavior. You start seeing inconsistency as a reflection of him, not a reflection of your worth. Secure attachment can sound like, I don't chase clarity, I require it. I don't beg for consistency, I have a standard for consistency. I'm not afraid of a man leaving, I'm afraid of abandoning myself again. Or one that I used to use is, I don't want another toxic relationship and to be broken like that again. So I'm going to be careful about the man that gets my time and attention and energy. And I feel like me declaring that statement alone is what started to move me more into a secure attachment style, if you will. Because the more you honor yourself and honor your boundaries, the more you attract men who do so. Because you must remember that you can't find the perfect man to help you regulate your nervous system or to help you regulate your anxious attachment. You heal by becoming the calm your younger self always needed. And to put it plainly, you can heal your anxious attachment by detaching from men that make you anxious. Any man that starts to be inconsistent make you question yourself, make you look at yourself differently. Or any man that shows you hot and cold behavior, That is a man that is making you anxious. So any man that makes you feel that way, you have to understand that that's just going to keep feeding your anxious attachment. That's not going to heal it. That's not going to make it better. True enough, you do the work on your own, but continuing to be around men and to associate with men that trigger your nervous system is going to make it worse. You don't need another project or another man to figure out or another man to make you wonder about. You need a man that is calm and forthcoming and consistent. Someone that is going to ease your nervous system. So you have to remember that part also. You're not detaching from a man that could have potentially been a good guy. You are detaching from a man that was just going to continue to trigger your nervous system and continue to keep you in this same loop and never healing. Okay? Your nervous system doesn't need more confusion to bond with. It needs peace to feel safe. You deserve steady. You deserve calm. You deserve clear. You deserve forthcoming. You deserve the type of love that makes your body exhale. So the next time inconsistency shows up, let that be your sign, not your chase. Because healing doesn't happen when a man finally chooses you. It happens when you finally choose peace over potential. So I hope that helps. I hope this Healing Sunday video really helped you to look at your anxious attachment differently and can help you to eventually move into a secure attachment. It does take work, but it really first takes you changing your mindset around it and changing your mindset around certain things that you've been conditioned to believe from your childhood. It starts in here first. And then once you start to think differently, you can start to do differently. So if this resonated, just drop a comment so we can build community here for other ladies to hear your experiences. Also, share this with someone that you feel needs help with healing their anxious attachment. And also, in the description, as always, all of my books are linked there, along with my one-on-one mindset and intuitive coaching. So, once again, I really, really hope that this helped you on your healing journey. So, until the next Healing Sundays episode, girlfriends, peace out.